Hi, my name's Lucas, and I'm 22 years old. I'm going to tell you my story today. My story begins from the time when I was 15 years old, and my parents separated. My elder brother went with my dad, while I started living with my mom. Now, here's the thing. My dad was a rich business owner and had everything at his disposal. We used to live in luxury before the divorce happened. Mom refused to accept even a penny from Dad and proclaimed that she was more than capable of raising me on her own. Fair enough, considering how egotistic my dad was. He used to treat us like charity cases instead of family. And he only took my brother because he needed a successor for his business. At that time, I was a little upset because I was stuck with Mom. We were barely scraping by. Mom used to work in a convenience store and got paid the bare minimum every month. But eventually, I realized that I was better off without my dad and his money. My brother had turned into a complete robot after living with Dad. There was no compassion or humanity left in him. I would rather live in relative poverty than enjoy the riches at the cost of my human emotions. Anyways, that was a bit of a background info on my family. After graduating high school, I had to rely on student loans to join college. I also decided to work part-time to contribute to the family income. I barely heard from my dad or brother anymore. They were too busy with their work to care about anything else. My mom's health was not that good. She was doing more work than she can handle. But she was too stubborn and never listened to me when I told her to stop working. The only thing I could do was hope for a good job after graduating, so that my mom wouldn't have to work again. So I started studying diligently. I used to score good grades, and I had every intention of keeping that up. But something happened that completely distracted me from my studies for a few months. I met a girl named Tessa. She was one of the popular girls in our campus. She was really pretty. Even so, I wasn't attracted to her looks. I got to know that she was my senior, and she had always been at the top of her class. I needed help with a paper, and my friends told me to seek help from Tessa. Apparently, she had a reputation for helping everyone with their studies and research. So, yeah, that's how I got to know her. It felt a bit awkward to approach her suddenly, but she was very polite and I instantly felt comfortable around her. She helped me with my doubts and we started conversing like friends after that. We even exchanged numbers, and Tessa used to text me from time to time, asking about this and that. I didn't even realize that I had actually started liking her. I would often daydream about her when I was supposed to focus on my studies instead. One day, Tessa texted me, asking if I had any plans for dinner. No, I quickly replied. Great, then let's go out for dinner tonight, her reply came. I agreed instantly. But it was only later that I realized that I didn't have enough money. I mean, it would obviously look bad if I didn't pay. And this was my chance to impress her. It was like a date, and I didn't want to ruin it at any cost. So, in the end, I took out my savings and went to meet Tessa at the address she had sent me. My jaw dropped when I saw that she had chosen one of the most expensive restaurants. Great! I was so going to make a fool out of myself. We walked in and were guided towards a reserved table. I booked in advance, Tessa informed me, because, it's very difficult to get a reservation here. This is the best of the best. I nodded. I can see that. My fingers started trembling when I saw the prices in the menu. Tessa ordered for both of us, saying that she had been here before, and knew what was good. I already had a hunch that I was going to blow up all my savings just to afford the meal. Tessa kept chatting away while eating, and I felt like I was going to throw up. How could I digest the food that I was not even capable of affording? Oh, what should we order for dessert? Tessa suddenly asked. My hat snapped towards her. What? There was more? According to my calculation, I barely have any money left after paying for the food we ordered. Tessa called the waitress to ask for recommendations. I started in a slow voice. I don't have much of an appetite, so please suggest something light and small. I think the waitress could see my predicament, because she gave me a sympathetic look. We can make an exception for you, sir, and bring you only half a portion of the dessert you choose, she said. What? No! Tessa immediately protested. Do you take us for beggars who can't pay for a full portion? How dare you suggest a thing? This guy here is from a rich family. He can probably buy this whole place if he wants to. What? Who told her that? Tessa? I intervened. I'm super broke. I don't know if I can afford so much. Please, choose wisely. Tessa's eyes widened and she stood up from her seat. What? Then, what was that rumor about you being rich? I frowned. What rumor? I don't know what you're talking about. I barely get to eat 3 meals a day. Gosh dang it, Tessa muttered under her breath. It looks like my friends played a prank on me. She gave me a glare. I can't believe I wasted my time on a broke dude like you. I only talked to you because my friend said that you were filthy rich. But clearly it was a mistake. Wait, so you were only interested in my money? I asked incredulously. What are you? A gold digger? You two are disturbing the other customers, the waitress said hesitantly. Please, don't argue here. Whatever, I'm out of here, Tessa declared, grabbing her bag. Don't ever show your face to me again, or I might die of humiliation. You've already done enough damage, you broke beggar. She left before I could say anything else. I had no option but to pay for the food, and then curse myself for wasting the last of my money on someone like Tessa. Wow, she played me real good. As if all of that was not enough, she started spreading weird rumors about me. She said that I lied to her about being a millionaire, but she somehow discovered my truth and dumped me before I could trap her completely. I felt so frustrated, because no one believed me when I denied the rumors. Of course, everyone was going to believe what Tessa said. She was popular for a reason after all. She had fooled everyone with her fake smile. Just when I thought that there was no hope for me, and I would have to pass the rest of my college years surrounded by rumors and the regret of liking Tessa, I got a call from my dad. Apparently, my brother had finally decided to rebel against Dad and pursue his passion. And his passion was music. He'd formed a band with his friends and was now completely dedicated to it. I can't believe he would do such an outrageous thing after everything I gave him, Dad said in disbelief. I'm telling you, he'll regret it one day. And when he comes back... Dad, what's your point? I cut in. Why did you call me? He sighed over the phone. I want to hand over the business to you. I know that you're already capable enough. With a few months of training, you'll be all ready. Whoa, what? I exclaimed in shock. What is this all of a sudden? Listen, Lucas, we don't have much time. The board members are pestering me day and night. Please, just listen to me once. I'll do anything for you. Anything, you say? I smirked. Then it's a deal. I'll be there tomorrow. This opportunity couldn't have presented itself at a better time. My mom would have never approved if I told her. That's why I had to attend the board meetings with Dad in secret. My training also started soon enough, and I learned the ins and outs of the business, along with the best ways to deal with investors. The situation at college was still the same. I'd become an outcast, but I didn't care anymore. Things were finally looking up for me. Finally, after about 6 months, Dad stepped down and gave me the ownership. I didn't really want anything from him. The only thing I desired was happiness for my mom. I was finally able to give her the life she deserved. As you can imagine, she was pretty upset with the whole thing, but soon came around it and forgave me. I don't mind it as long as this is what you like doing, Mom said finally. I'm also happy that your brother also discovered his true passion. Well, yeah, it did seem like I was cut out for business. I actually enjoyed working at the office, believe it or not. And being at such a powerful position had its own benefits. Like, I could do things that I'd always dreamed of. I wanted to help the poor and broke students with their studies and other expenses. I'd first-hand experience of how it felt to be in that kind of position. That's why I started an organization to help those in need. But imagine my surprise when I saw a familiar name in the list of students who had applied for help. It was Tessa. Wow, so much for humiliating others and calling them broke beggars. She was in no position to say that to others, when she herself was relying on charity. Since I used to personally meet the applicants myself, I had the opportunity to meet Tessa, too. Her eyes almost popped out of her sockets when she saw me. You? She stuttered. You're the owner? I shrugged. Seems like those rumors about me being rich turned out to be true after all. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Lucas! She immediately started crying. I'm so sorry for how I behaved that day. I just didn't want anyone to think badly of me. But later I realized that it was very wrong of me to treat you like that. I wanted to fix my mistake, but you weren't attending your classes lately. I scoffed. You don't seem sorry at all. It's more like you want to be on my good side now that I'm here. No, She started, but I cut her off by raising a hand. Don't waste your breath. I don't care anymore, I said. And don't worry. I'll take you in as a charity case. I hope you'll be able to afford 3 meals a day and a full portion of dessert. You can leave now. And that's how the girl who once mocked me for not being able to afford dessert is now able to bear her expenses only because of the help from my organization.